Welcome to Action Economy.
We're back!
Whoa.
All of us are back, I should say.
What's up?
Hey.
No one will know what I'm talking about.
We need to clap again and start over.
No, that was fine.
Yeah, that's a good open. As good as we've always done.
It's part of the fun.
Add in a couple wows, and I love you.
Wow.
Whoa.
Wow.
I love
Yeah,
you.
we're not critical role. We don't,
Oh, I can attack twice now.
In real life.
Wow.
So,
Yeah,
the
Not
party-
physically yet.
The party is now level 5.
Ew.
And when we last left off, you were inside the Mordenkainen's magnificent mansion.
Yes.
You'd found him wandering in the, he Insane Man jumped out at you.
Insane.
Yeah.
And thought
We just liked this crazy dude's vibe.
Don't we always?
well, you calmed him down, and Vasilka used her pendant to cast Greater Restoration and cured him of his madness. Now, it was a whole complicated thing, but you found out that he is kind of stranded here and has lost his spellbook and his staff. None of you really know who Mordenkainen is, right? Other than the name of the spell. Your characters didn't really recognize him. But he then cast his magnificent mansion and allowed you guys in. Now, this was right after you guys killed Izek.
And started a revolution and then just left.
Yeah. So
We left to go talk about sandwiches with Mordenkainen in his magnificent
We didn't just leave. It's worse than that. we went to the lake, killed him, and then walked around the lake. And that's as far as we've gotten.
Kinda. You didn't really walk around the lake.
We just kind of sat there. Oh, wait. We also hired a hunter to be, like, our maid at the...
We told him that the windmill was perfectly safe, that all the hags have been killed and they'll never come back, there's no risk, and that he should take his family and go and work on that...
The new metal grinder mill.
That doesn't grind metal.
Look, you have to be pretty ballsy if Strahd told you to leave the mill and then you came back to it.
That's true. But hags are known to do that sort of thing.
And it would also be true if Strahd actually told them to leave.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have the deed. We'll sue them. Could you imagine, though? Just be like, Strahd, I know this isn't your normal thing, but, like, think about it. You get to be Judge Judy, and we'll do a whole court day, and, like, that's pretty fun. Look, he makes, like, pop-ups to jump scare us in his house. He'd love to be Judge Judy.
Maybe.
I think that's too much power you're giving Strahd there.
Giving?
As opposed to all the power he has now.
How do you give Strahd power?
Well, we just give him...
By making him Judge Judy.
We just... No, we just give him Lucas.
No.
That's true.
Don't do that.
I will not turn him into Judge Judy.
Or be gooped.
You need a lot more power for that.
Yeah.
The amount of times I think of gooping things outside of game is kind of concerning. I think about that a lot.
I don't know how to interpret that. Anyway,
Melt something
You
down
goop
with
something.
acid. Neutralize it.
so yeah, before we jump right in, I'll say it right now. Thank you for Syrinscape for providing the music and sound effects.
We didn't
All
call
those noises that the computer makes.
Yes. So, let's jump in. So, when we last left off, you were arguing with not arguing, but you were debating.
It was a very heated discussion.
Sandwiches.
Yeah, what is a sandwich?
Mordenkainen.
A miserable pile of ingredients.
Yeah.
Ever since he has been cured, he's been steadily it's like he was really, really manic at first, and then he's been calming down and sort of like reducing in how like the craziness took some time to wear off. Let's put it that way.
Okay.
So
He had cast a spell on himself, right? If I remember correctly.
yes, he had cast Mind Blank on himself, and after it wore off, then you're able to cure it. So, you have now gotten into the mansion, and he has shown you around a little bit, made a little bit of a guest room, and invited you in to come sit down. And yeah, he says, let's start. It says,
I'll let him talk.
as I said, welcome to my magnificent mansion.
Is this real?
Well,
I kind of like kick something with my foot. Not hard, just a little like tap
that
tap.
is actually a very philosophical question that we can get into, but let us say, for now, it is a demi-plane.
Okay,
Of a sort.
that's what I wanted to know. It's kind
This
of
is
real.
not a location on the plane in Ravenloft. This is a pocket dimension.
Like my bag of holding.
Yes. Very similar, yes.
We all just jumped in.
We're in my bag of holding, more or less.
What do we
Here.
see?
This is a spell of my own design. What was that?
What do we see? Like, you probably explained this before, but I don't.
So it's a finely made mansion, essentially. It's very straightforward in that it's a nice carpeted wood.
Single staircase? Two staircase? How is it?
Well, the entry hall had a single staircase going up.
Cool.
And there's two side doors when you came in, and he took you through the right side door into a kind of parlor, and there are nice, comfortable couches. There's a fire burning in a fireplace. There's a round table. You do notice that there are some interesting things around in the room. There are various small objects, some of which you recognize, some of which you don't. There are various types of little things you would expect to see laid out on a wizard's desk or something like that. And
Components,
some of them
paper.
seem decorative. Some of them seem to be clocks. There are clocks that are big and complex. There's ones that run on magic and stuff like that.
Cool.
There's at least one that just seems to be a slat black square rectangle that has the numbers in lined glowing runes, which change every minute.
Cool.
And yes, apart from that, it's not super busy. There's stuff, but it's not like overcrowded with stuff. And
So,
there are,
we know already. I'm sorry. I just want to catch up my character's knowledge here. We know already that he's not from this plane,
yes,
and we know already that he's a high level wizard.
yes, very high level wizard.
Okay.
We know Earth is canon.
Do we know him?
No, the most you know is if you've made. We might have already done this, but if you want to make an Arcana check,
Yeah. If any of us spellcasters,
18.
18.
Which
Oh,
is like
whoops.
what most of us.
Yeah.
yeah, I think all of us cast spells. Oh gosh.
13.
13.
One sec.
Please hold.
Arcana, you said?
Arcana.
22?
Oh boy.
22. Okay.
Yeah, at the moment, Rainier's eyes are like sparkling, and she's going around like touching stuff and sitting in all like the very nice things, and it's like super fucking impressed with everything.
Yes, this is a nice mansion. Utmost of luxury. Pretty much as good as it can get.
Right.
Is it nicer than the stuff that she's been
Much
doing?
nicer.
Yeah, in Ravenloft. What about her own place?
Far beyond that.
She is super impressed.
The only thing you don't quite recognize, well, there's some stuff that you don't know what it is. One wall has a big black rectangle on it.
A lot of black rectangles.
There's a few. One of them is a.
So. Sorry, I didn't know you had more. Go ahead.
No, I'm just fill in space
Okay.
with describing
Well,
them. So if you got
okay. So, you said that this is a spell?
Yeah.
yes, this is a spell of my own design.
Like a more complex Lehman's Tiny Hut?
Well, yes, but as of note, you know this spell.
Do I know it?
You know all spells.
Do I know all spells? I thought I just knew Strahd's spells.
Yeah, Strahd knows all the spells that are currently available in 5e D&D.
Okay.
Yeah.
Come on, Lucas, you're.
I thought we established this, but
Okay. I'll just say I don't know how to cast it, but I know it.
Okay, so your character could probably recite every spell and how to cast it. You just don't have the magical power to cast these spells because you don't have the spell level. Essentially, your spellbook equivalent is your knowledge of this stuff. From an academic perspective, you know about all spells and how they're laid out. So if you level up, you don't have to research or find a spell. You know the spell. You can pretty much prepare anyone that you want.
Okay.
As long as it's on your spell list and you can activate it. You know the spells from other classes as well, other than Artificer. You just can't cast them.
And this is outside, I assume, since we're no longer technically in Barovia, is outside the eyes of Strahd.
You're asking him?
Yeah. I'm just kind of reaffirming.
He says, yes, this is outside of the eyes of Strahd.
Okay.
We are still technically within Barovia, but the mists do not reach here.
And it would be the same if I were to cast it.
Yes.
Okay. If you had to take a guess on like a scale, let's say like, I don't know, 1 to 9, what?
This is a 7th level spell.
Okay. All right.
This is the
Slimy
coolest
Doom
fucking thing.
is a harder spell to cast than this mansion. Or is that an easier spell to cast than this mansion?
Contagion.
Contagion. Slimy Doom is part of Contagion, okay?
Slimy Doom, what turns you into goop?
Kind of,
It's like
yeah,
a big
no.
spell.
So, your Arcana rolls. What was your... Did you roll?
2.
Okay, that's fine. You wouldn't necessarily know
I
this
figured.
stuff.
I rolled
2d2. Oh. What did you say?
Mordenkainen is a name that crops up as like the inventor of a significant chunk of spells. You like if you learn a spell, very often it's labeled Mordenkainen's whatever. You also, from your knowledge of education in terms of magic, if you have studied magic, you know that a lot of spells are from beyond just one plane of existence. And that somewhere out there, there's a group called the Circle of Eight, which are wizards from different planes of existence that all met and sort of established the system of magic of classification. Like, they refer to they're the ones who, like, told everyone, okay, there's 9 levels of spells, and, like, named and made up a lot of the spells. Mordenkainen is the guy who started that. His apprentice was named Bigby. He knows Leomund. Generally, if there's a spell, if there's a wizard's name before the name of a spell, he knows them. At least that's how the legends go. So if this guy really is Mordenkainen, and it seems like he's probably the real Mordenkainen, this guy is sort of like foundational to the system of magic that wizards use, period.
So, I have a question.
Yes.
How the fuck did you lose against Strahd if you, like, created the magic? Like, all of it, pretty much?
Well, I did not create magic, but I recorded and explained to others how best to classify it. And I feel that you might be underestimating Strahd. Strahd is on the same level as I would be. and the others that are part of the Circle of Eight.
That's how would you say, throws a wrench in my whole plan?
And I'm supposed to be more powerful than him?
I suppose. Maybe.
Like, I'm sorry, but that doesn't seem realistic in our lifetime to get to more powerful than, Mordenkainen.
Well,
we have him on our team now. And plan B of just stabbing him a bunch until he stops moving and then you drinking him seems a bit...
I appreciate your confidence, but, well, I am missing my staff and my spellbook, and as such was reduced to a madman running through the forest.
What does your staff do? Is it just a focus?
That's kind of a personal question to ask a wizard.
Yes, he is right, but
Same thing about what's in your spell book.
Oh, I mean, my spellcasting thing is this, and I take up my mace. I'm like, this is a recent thing. Usually it was a sword.
These two cheat.
Who's these two?
You.
I didn't even know I had powers till we started it.
Oh, I'm sorry. That was mean. I'm sorry.
It's just earth-shattering this person.
Have you even asked about my backstory?
But,
we could continue to discuss the merits
No, 'cause you
between
left.
wizardry and sorcery.
No, because you left.
yeah, we should probably speak about beating Strahd, or perhaps what was the original plan of kind of speedrunning the way to redeeming him.
I see your goal. He's very quiet, and he is sort of like, I need to think on this. And I believe that you would probably require rest as well.
That would be good. I do
he
not need
says,
much, though.
I will have the servants bring you whatever you require. There will be baths in your rooms, as well as fresh clothing that you will not be able to take outside of the mansion. But while you are here, the servants can wash your clothing and repair it or anything like that.
Can they bring, refreshments and stuff?
Yes, they can.
That's... Okay, look...
Simply ask them and they will bring it.
Okay. I want to ask your help on something. But I really, really want to, take a bath and stuff, because I've been using magic to clean myself most of the time, and I've been wearing this armor and eating, stale bread for quite a while.
Well, one could argue that you will still...
Sorry.
One could argue that you would still be using magic to clean yourself, but I
mean,
understand the
that's true.
sentiment.
It would... I would take a fucking bath, though, in, this very...
We'll just say that it would make you feel a bit more human.
I'd feel a lot better. I would like to ask that you help me study a little bit of magic, because you are leagues above any tutor I had, and I've kind of just been winging it, and I would say I'm more focused on the bunkum aspect of the magic, and I would be honored to learn from you.
Well, I suppose I do owe you for snapping me out of it.
You don't have your spellbook, though, right?
I do not.
How about a deal?
I'm listening.
I happen to have a few resources, and I'll reach into the bag of holding, and I'll pull out the books that you got from Strahd. And we have some physical media here, and I'll tap my head and say that there's a lot of spells floating around in here.
Oh, I also know a few.
I don't presume to be able to get you get your book back to where it was before, but at the very least, I'm offering to, while everyone rests here, I will spend some time to reestablish a spellbook for you. At the very least, get you a head start on getting back to where you were.
Well, that is very generous.
And in return, potentially giving each of us some method of edge over Strahd.
I believe I can do that. The specifics I will have to work out, but yes, I believe I can find a way to help you. Yes. And he stands up and walks to the door and says, "Your rooms are across the top floor here. This place is not as large as it appears to be, but I have shaped it to accommodate you." And some ghostly figures are floating around, and ask any of the servants for anything you may need, and they will provide. If you leave your clothing and equipment with them, they will clean it, prepare it, mend it, anything that needs to be done.
I'll start taking off some of the armor and gear and stuff, and actually, I'm not taking my clothes off. I'm taking my armor off, which goes on top of my clothes. But I am going to show him the cloak, because I don't. You told me who helped me make it, but I don't remember who. Travis doesn't remember who.
Yeah.
Who it was.
I actually don't remember off the top of my head.
It was the guy who taught me how to be a artificer. But want to be careful with that one.
Very well. It will not be harmed. The ghostly servants float up to you and take anything that you want to hand them, and
sorry, bad experience with ghosts so far.
Yes, they're not actually ghosts.
I know, they're ghostly.
They're ghostly. Yeah.
Bruce Lee. Yeah, I understand.
So this place is super nice. Each of you has a bath ready for you. There's a spot. There are various robes and stuff that are nice and comfortable after you've bathed.
I'm going to spend, because this is going to take a long time, I'm going to spend all of the time that we've got working with him to get his spell book, to get spells down into a book.
Okay, well, he goes and cleans himself too, and
because he was basically a homeless man for a long time.
Starts having his clothing mended, and he uses some of his memorized spells to fabricate some paper and ink that is properly prepared, so it won't vanish as soon as you step out of the place.
Yeah.
And he sets up an area and has a room that's kind of like a study where you can copy down as much as you can. And he works with you in there for a while. And
I'm basically just going to stay in that room filling out the book.
Yes.
Maybe it'd also give him some time to work on some stuff.
Yeah. So, after you've had all the time you need to rest and things like that, he says, you hear his voice say, if everyone is prepared, I have a meal prepared if you are all hungry.
I would love a meal.
Sounds delightful.
I'm gonna feel really offended if there's just a cow on the table for me to eat.
I did a lot of preparing.
Rainier's given literally all of her stuff to the ghosts to go like wash and mend and stuff.
Yeah.
So she's just in like this super comfy robe.
Same.
Also same. I was tempted, I will not lie, I was tempted to come down the stairs, direwolf form, just be like, sup. But I'm not gonna do that.
Start
You get a
chomping
little
on the
Blow dry the
Yes.
dire wolf and make him fluffy.
It's like bees from Beauty and the Beast.
I was gonna say some stuff. There are some unusual things. The baths are very nice. There is stuff in there that you don't recognize.
A bidet.
I'm gonna eat.
But there is, in fact, what looks to be some sort of wand that blows hot air if you want to, to dry off and that sort of thing.
I'm
There's
using
nice
that.
mirrors. There's it's very nice.
Rainier's in heaven in here. A little concerning because she is technically dead. Maybe this is heaven. She wouldn't mind staying here forever, probably.
Well, the spell only lasts for 24 hours, so.
Yeah.
No.
But it does call you back to the room, and it is laid out nicely. There are servants that have set it up. He's at the head of the table and stands up when you enter and says, he stands up. He's now much nicer looking. He's also got one of the robes, but his hair is... First off, he's bald. That's something about his appearance. But his mustache and beard, he has like a goatee and a long mustache that are curled and waxed. He definitely looks a lot more noble and wizardy, and much more like an archmage than you would than he appeared
Initially
to be before.
seen, yeah.
And yes, he's just got this very calm attitude about him.
Constant calm emotions going.
Does that spell he casts on himself, does it have like a repeat, or does he have to like cast it again? Like, is it something where it's like every day at a certain time?
What, the mind blank?
Yeah.
Well, no, that was something he had done on himself to keep people from affecting his mind or something like that.
When he walked through the
and
mist.
when it ran out, you guys were able to cure him of the madness.
Okay.
So, yeah, he doesn't have to keep doing it.
I just remembered that we have a couple of NPCs with us in this whole thing.
Yes, and they have
We
been...
have the hunter that we enlisted.
The hunter left.
Okay.
The hunter left.
We have
But you've
We
got
had
the
a
girl.
child.
We had a child.
Who I forgot to
Who
mention.
did?
I had thought about...
Not that way.
I had thought of saying this, but I forgot to say it. But she is taken away by the
The ghost.
ghosts into a room
Okay.
to be taken care of. First, she's okay with this, and it was like
Really good.
I didn't.
It's fine.
Let's see the other ones.
And then we have
So- when you get there, she's already eating at the table. So you come up, and he's like, "Welcome. You may have a seat. There's plenty of food, and very nice food is laid out. Definitely high quality stuff." And you sit down, and he says,
How are you supposed to read these? Jesus.
We're
"Dice."
looking at new dice.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Like every time I look away and then look back at them, and it's like I've completely lost. I don't know what I'm looking at anymore.
They're wild dice.
Yeah.
So, I assume that while you were doing the spellcasting stuff, at least for a bit, you kind of explained the situation to him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was times where he was in there.
Yes. So he comes out and he sits down and he's like, "Well, you are in a difficult situation with Strahd.
I'm gonna say that's again.
But you are also in a fortuitous one, given that at the moment you are seen as his allies. Now I will warn you, Strahd is no fool, and he intends to use you, as he uses many. I came here to defeat him, and hopefully free the souls that are stuck here in Barovia, but I failed. There are a number of reasons for this, and I lost my battle with Strahd. I do not know if I can be of much use as I am, but I can help you. I will most certainly at least give you some instruction that will help you continue in your journey through your study of magic. I can give a type of charm, a blessing of a kind, that may help. But are there any other specific things that you'd like to ask for?
Sebastian kind of speaks up and says, I recently have been dabbling with my powers as a druid, so if you know of anything that can help me with that. And I explained to him that, from what I can tell, my type of, the people, I explained to him a little bit about what happened to me, just briefly, saying that, the people that turned me into a druid, or did that, are here in Barovia. So I want to deal with them eventually, but
ninth level dispel magic.
right now my concern is protecting the group that I'm currently with. So anything that can help me do that will also help me get strong enough to oppose these people would be too kind of a word, I suppose.
Well, I can tell you that you will want to go to the Yester Hill. It is to the west. The Yester Hill is where that druid circle, who worship something known as the Golthius tree, they are planning something. Many things are happening in Barovia. There is a conjunction coming. A coming together of the places in the mists all throughout Ravenloft. The echoes of this have begun ringing through the mists. I believe that the druids may be attempting to make use of this. The Golthius tree is the source of things known as blights. Vine blights, needle blights, twig blights, dangerous monsters that are used to torment the people around here. If the Golthius tree were destroyed, there would be no new blights that would be able to be formed in Barovia. The druids wish to remedy this risk. However, the Yester Hill predates Strahd. And there is a wall of fog on the western hillside that looks out. And there are strange things when you look into the fog wall. I am uncertain as to what exactly the druids are doing, but I have a feeling it has something to do with the tree itself. Now, I do not believe that they are fully aware of what has been done to you. I believe I asked this last time, you were forcefully recruited. Well then, They may have created their own undoing in you. Yesterhill. That is where you should go.
I have a question.
Yes.
Not in character. DM question.
Yes.
What am I eating? What are any of us eating?
All right. So,
Are we eating food?
yes, you're eating food.
Okay.
No, you're eating people.
You're taking shots of blood again.
Yeah. Well, I'm just curious because obviously I know what me and Chris eat, but I like.
Well, we also can just eat.
Yeah, but like, what does anybody else have anything like that? Do you need to
I don't
souls?
I don't need to eat or drink or breathe, but I can.
I love to eat a good soup.
No, that's what he eats, like, out of game.
Hey Tom, what's a good luxury dish from Mordant?
A luxury dish? I love how you said that.
Honestly,
Luxury.
I
Big luxury.
don't know off the top of my head.
Mordant's like landlocked, right?
No, it's on a coast.
It's
Yeah,
on
then
a coast?
probably a
Yes.
type of fish.
Yeah, probably like lobster and stuff like that, right?
I don't know about lobster.
It's Mordant is kind of like Jane Austen type land. So it's probably terrible British food.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably like a seasoned
But since
fish.
you're French, in the way that you're speaking, let's say that it's escargot.
It's terrible French food.
No, it's
Well, like, it's escargot, but it's like giant sails.
it's classical, like medieval fare. It's not like
hearty.
It's hearty food. It's like there's a small bowl
Efficient.
of stew. There is some meat. I almost want to say there's just like one of those like two bones sticking out either end.
Oh,
Using
yeah.
it.
Do we got that weird cornbread plate thing?
No, you do not. There are actual plates.
Wow, fancy.
Very nice
that.
forks and knives. The decanters have various drinks in them. There are some wines. There are some things, various drinks. Some of which you've never smelled or tasted before. Yeah, it's a very. This is clearly someone who's traveled between worlds.
It's a human drink. They call it root beer.
It's from.
Please don't get us drunk.
I don't know if you're picking up on it, but I have at least mentioned a couple things that are modern.
Yes, yes.
Yeah,
the
when I say black rectangles, you know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. None of your characters would recognize this, but Mordenkainen is wearing a watch.
No.
Very nice.
He's a wizard.
Your spellcasting
Well,
focus
wait a
is
minute.
Right there.
Well, wait a minute. Is it a digital watch or is it a
Mechanical.
mechanical watch?
It's like a Rolex.
But is it digital or is it
As a
mechanical?
Rolex?
You don't know the interior
He's a
working,
wizard.
but it does have
No, the
hands.
face.
What did you
Face
do to
is
get that
analog.
much money, though? Like
Okay,
real
then I know
dollars?
You know it's a clock.
Then I know it's a
It's a
clock.
small-
He's got a mini clock
Real
surgically
life cannon.
attached to his wrist because he just like my dog.
Yeah, wait, that's your dog. I forgot.
Morgan
Yeah,
Cannon
Atlas.
is his dog.
The dog has a-
Most of you would be familiar with like
several
a
different
pocket
things.
watch, but it's a wristwatch he's wearing. Yes, and he will say, well, is there anything else that specifically that you would like to ask for?
Who first?
By all means, yeah.
Okay. Personally, I was wanting to ask for tutelage a bit. When I was studying in my home, I had a knack for magic and other things. I was very insistent that I learnt it, but the main bulk of combat expertise came in the form of swinging things at other things. I incorporated magic into this, and got some people that knew how to do so as well. But
No defense against the dark arts training.
yeah, but I lack actual magical tutelage that all like these other powerful mages and such have. I would be very grateful if you would start me on an actual path towards magical knowledge.
I can do this.
Also, this spell, if like you could give me some footnotes on like when I, eventually reach this level, this is the coolest place I've ever been in. It's even nicer than the royal house in Morden. I don't even know how that's possible. You have such nice things here.
The caster of the spell. This is a 7th level spell. The caster of it designs the place as they copy this into their spell.
It's like a drawing. You can draw whatever you want onto a piece of parchment, but there
are limitations to the spell, but
it's not particularly real.
Anything that you take out of it will vanish.
All right.
But what you bring in can be repaired, altered, cleaned, and the food will not disappear from your body after you leave.
This is good.
I was going to say.
It is still quite a wonderful, and if I may add the pun, magnificent spell.
Yes, as
I face palm.
I was face palmed by Strahd and served by Morden Kane, and I am so famous right now.
Don't call me that.
Well, is there anything else? This does not seem to be a difficult thing for me to provide.
Well,
if you don't have any,
my initial intention was actually for something a little bit more physical, in terms of like maybe some way for us to hide from Strahd.
Yeah, one of those cool rings that Van Helsing has.
Van Helsing.
Von Richten.
Yeah, Von Richten.
Van Helsing is in Helsing is in Ravenloft.
Oh,
I saw a play once. Don't worry about it. It was in Elven.
Victor Van Helsing is.
No.
It was a Abraham. There are too many Helsings.
But yes, a ring or an amulet of some such, so we could stay hidden.
Unfortunately, I cannot provide any physical objects at this time. I only had what was in my tattered robes. If I were to construct anything within here, it would vanish as soon as you left.
So,
give me a moment. And he starts thinking for a second. I can put a charm on you.
Untitled charm.
Maybe a scroll.
Well, the ghost
Something that we could activate when we need it, as opposed to trying to get the most out of the running clock.
Well, the charm, actually, you might not be familiar with charms. Charms are connected with very powerful magic. You could almost call them outside the realm of the leveled spells. But a charm that I were to place on one of you would be... Well, it's not so much a spell as a minor supernatural gift. Some can be used only once, others a specific number of times. They can let you cast a spell without spending any magic or using any components. Obviously, they don't work in anti-magic or anything of the sort, but...
They can be dispelled?
No. If I were to place the spell on you, the only thing that could remove the charm from you would be divine intervention or a wish. So, let me see.
Could they be bad as well?
Charms, no. No, they're not charms if they're bad.
Sounds more like a curse.
That is correct.
Yeah. I suppose that's why there are two different words for them.
But I feel like a curse wouldn't work on Strahd.
I will need rest if I am going to perform a charm, but
Well, I figured we'd be here all night, so...
yes.
I have another question, actually. This is just more so... the spell, the mansion lasts 24 hours.
Yes.
Can you can you exit and enter freely during that time period?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
Should we go check on how the revolution is doing?
What happens if you leave anything in it?
When it shuts down, it
It just
ejects
gets-
the things out.
That's what I figured.
Like a bag of holding.
I mean, to be fair, I'm sure they're fine. They said they would be.
I mean, all we agreed to was to take out the guy that we took out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think they're doing a great job. I am confident that everything is going A-okay out there, and that
Nothing wrong can go wrong.
were we supposed to tell someone that the job's been done, that he's dead now, and now you can start?
Say.
No, we told them that we were doing it right then, and then we killed him and they started, it sounded like. So
Okay.
I do not know the details of your arrangement, but, well, we can always...
I know it's only been a few minutes, but it feels like it's been a couple of weeks.
It's been a little longer. You took
it's
a
been
bath.
a few
yeah,
hours,
yeah.
I think.
You took a bath.
An ice bath. It had a magical wand dry you off.
Yeah. I would have been chilling in that room for a while.
But he will go to his he's thinking, and he says he pulls out a book, and he says, "This is something that I have remembered. I will." Explaining why I have a book right now is actually far more complicated than I expected it to be until I just said it right now. Suffice to say, I have a book that has a list of possible charms that I might use. I will search through them and see if I can find something that will assist you,
Okay.
that will help you hide from Strahd.
In the meantime, we will eat food.
He pulls out like just an actual D&D PhD handbook.
You realize that he wrote one of the books, the D&D books.
Oh no. This dude's wild.
It's pretty based.
Mordenkainen's Tome of Foes. He wrote that. So, like, he does have, like, the books that he's written are on a bookshelf, and it's there. So, like, Mordenkainen's Tome of Foes is sitting on the bookshelf.
Does he know Tasha?
Absolutely, he knows who Tasha is and has met her.
Probably got into a sick fight.
The Witch Queen.
So, real quick, Tom.
Yes.
After everyone's done eating and dispersed, I'm gonna ask one of the servants if it would be possible for Ken to bring me any books relating to different animals that I can look into while shipping into.
I don't know why.
Dinosaur.
Actually, I do know why, but in my head, I was half expecting you to say like, oh, if you could get a servant to like rub my belly or something. Yeah, just lay on your back. I just want to know why dogs love it so much.
So they actually do.
They rub his
Mordenkainen,
belly?
Yep.
you get brought a bestiary that is filled with the specifics for all sorts of creatures, and parts of it are notated in Druidic. So this is clearly a book that Mordenkainen has read and knows, and has remembered, and is part of his library within the mansion, and is just a bestiary of all sorts of creatures.
Okay.
So it's essentially the monster manual.
Nice.
There are some rare creatures that you wouldn't be able to find, but this is clearly exactly what you were looking for.
Yeah. I'm just gonna look through that and look at stuff that would intrigue me. I'm also gonna look more into the like, I don't know if just kind of like basing off what I've seen in Barovia so far.
Mm-hmm.
Just seeing if just look through the book and see if I can find anything that would be worth noting to watch out for, essentially. Mainly werewolves and other stuff like that.
Yes. The book seems to be specifically designed for wild shaping.
Oh, cool.
So it's not like going to have a lot of different like creatures that are out there.
Yeah.
It's just specifically an evaluation of various forms for wild shaping and their advantages and disadvantages, as well as detailed information about the biology of the creatures with excellent drawings.
Nice.
Specifically designed so that a druid could read this book and have access to wild shapes.
Okay. Then I'm gonna Sebastian's gonna look at some of the different creatures in there. Crocodile being the biggest one.
Mm-hmm.
And then some other ones that I'll write down.
Mordenkainen, what do I call you? Using a full name sounds a little weird.
Isn't Mordenkainen his last name?
No, that's just his name.
Oh.
Is that like just first name?
Morty.
Morty! No.
No, we just need a Rick.
Shut up. Get out of my head.
You do, Rictavio.
Oh.
Von Richten.
Oh no.
Oh no. What have you
I've
done?
turned myself into a pickle. Pickle Richten.
Von Pickle Richten.
Pickle Richten.
That's cursed.
But a little based.
He says, if you would... He gets a look on his face and he says, I also go by the title Lord Mage of Greyhawk.
Okay.
Are you going to call him that?
Probably not. Mordenkainen, do you have a library here?
I do.
Wow.
Could I have access to it?
Of course.
Read and such. Thank you. I don't really need to sleep, and usually just read when I am awake, or maybe draw and such.
Well, if you're going to be learning magic, you're going to have to get used to forced sleep, if you don't have to.
What does that mean?
You will not be able to prepare spells if you do not sleep.
Oh, okay.
You have to
I haven't
rest.
actually tried to sleep since my current condition. I could always attempt to sleep.
First you close your eyes, and then...
I know how to sleep. I fucking slept.
Yeah, so he explains to you that, like, if you're going to start down the path of learning wizarding spellcasting, you're going to have to sleep for at least, probably not the full time, but you got to rest for 8 hours without doing anything more than just relaxing. You can't spend your time reading or studying during that time. What's up?
No, nothing. I'm just, complaining about the fact that all of us cast, and somebody over here is like, well, I would like to have some formal training. It'd be really nice to be trained by a real mage.
You're not as powerful as Mordenkainen.
No, but I know all the spells that he knows.
Yeah, you're strong. Of course you do.
Why wouldn't you want me to teach you magic?
Because you're strong.
Wow.
Also, you don't remember.
I do
You don't-
remember, I just can't do it.
Yeah, you don't remember how to do it. What are you going to tell me? Well, this is
He
the
knows
spell.
how to do it.
I know how to do it. I just can't do it.
You could go. This
The
is a
mind is
spell.
willing, but the body is weak.
You just go. This is a spell called Wish. It can literally do anything. Oh, that's really cool. How do I do it? Fuck if I know.
No, I can tell you exactly how to do it, and then you wouldn't be able to do it. Neither could I, because it's too much mana is needed.
I feel like.
What else am I gonna call it?
Fair enough.
Too much goop is needed, okay? Wish is a very goop-intensive spell.
No. Contagion is.
Contagion.
I just like fucking. I like the thought of Rainier going to Lucas to learn like spellcasting and everything, and when she gets Mordecai to like help her do stuff, he'd be like, "Okay, and this is how to do this spell, and this is how to do that," and she just goes, "Okay, yes, and how much goop is required for this one?" And he goes, "What did you just say to me?" He's like, good, my spell book. Thank you, Lucas. What is goop?
You see, we've been teaching him to be stupid.
Purposely taught him wrong.
We purposely taught him wrong. As a joke.
I thought you said ramen for a second. This is the spell, create ramen.
Create ramen.
Create ramen.
No, that'll be for
Shadowrun.
Shadowrun. Yeah.
Ramen wizard.
Ramen wizard.
That was the best thing ever.
There needs to be a Shadowrun NPC that runs a ramen stand that's just referred to as the Ramen Wizard.
That is a real wizard.
This is absolutely something that I wanted to do in Shadowrun.
You just create water.
That's it. That's as far as the magic goes. Just to create water. That's it.
You got to 9th level just by making ramen so much.
Yeah, so is there anything else specifically that you want to do?
Imagine if can read his druidic
So-
book. You may ask them a question that like possibly a copy of somehow.
Unfortunately, there is no way that I can do it.
Let me read it.
Only. Well,
I push the I slowly can.
It's like as you're handing it, it's like just my hand shoots out from underneath the cloak, grabs it and pulls it in.
I'm going to go to the library just like in Muffin or something if anybody needs me.
Why would you bring muffins into the library?
Because muffins are good.
Yes,
Damn.
but don't eat them in the library.
Why not?
You get crumbs all over the books.
I use prestidigitation.
I don't think Mordenkainen, I don't believe it is a good idea to teach us one magic.
He's dabbling with things people shouldn't do.
we will see.
Oh god.
That's ominous.
I will go back.
Look, I'd like to free an entire country. I need to know some magic.
Alright. You can learn whatever you want to learn.
You are literally, like,
I am not judging you.
you are literally Hitler with amnesia.
How did I know you were gonna say Hitler? How the fuck did I know?
Or Revan.
Or Revan. Between the two, I'll take Revan.
I've seen
Mordenkainen's like, how do you know about these people?
I've seen quite a few plays.
He's like, these aren't plays, these are other planes of existence. You've never been there.
Plague.
I've been going to the
Well, you see, Tom, Mordenkainen's doing the whole Reign of Fire with everything. So he's taking these stories, coming back, and yeah. No, I'm going to finish his spellbook, and if I can, try and read and memorize as much as I can about, I guess, werewolves. or druidism?
It's specifically various druidic forms.
Would that not fall under within the knowledge of polymorph?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
you know. The thing is that he has to.
So I get like 5 pages in and I close and I go, I already know all this.
Yeah, wild shape requires the druid to have seen
the animal.
So basically,
This book is meant so that you can
yes,
vicariously get that animal.
exactly.
Okay. I throw the book back at you.
Useless.
You just look at the pictures.
So hold on, wait. He just was like, hey, let me get this information and I'll like make sure that you know it forever. You're like, okay, and you give it to him. All the information you need to turn into any animal you want, he opens it and goes, I know this already, gives it back to you, and you realize that he knows all this already and hasn't taught you how to teach
can't.
everyone.
I can't do it. The book, so I thought that the book was like druid spells.
Yeah.
No.
Because I wasn't paying attention earlier. I thought it was like druidic stuff. Lucas has photographic memory, so I was like, "Oh, cool! I could like remember what it was and then write it down." Yeah, write it down afterwards.
Memory to draw it?
Yes, I suppose I could, but that defeats. That's an extra step that's not necessary. He doesn't need the book. He just needs to look at it. And that's as far as it needs to go. Because once he looks at the animals, he can turn into them.
Okay.
So
Can you be owl? I could have 2 owls.
Yeah, I think at this level you can turn into anything small.
I can turn into anything small, but I can't turn into anything that has flying feet.
Oh, not yet. Yeah.
I can turn into something.
You can turn into an owl without wings.
Yeah, what level is that?
I'm turning into a chicken thing.
You can turn into a penguin. It's like a cold owl.
Oh,
Form
parties, like very, very polished parties.
It's
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, a cold owl is a puffin. A cold owl, and then in brackets, formal. That's a penguin.
Cold Alan.
Alan.
Cold owl.
Cold Alan.
Next character, guys. Cold
Tom,
owl.
can I have a familiar and a penguin and call it Cold Alan? Formal.
That's the stupidest.
You have to cast Find Familiar to change your familiar.
I have Find Familiar.
You can do that. You just need to get rid of
Say
your
yes.
bone owl.
Does a
Your
puffin
bone
have a
owl.
flying
Yeah,
speed?
you're
A puffin.
No.
What else is he?
Cold
Won't hear
owl.
the anymore.
Thank God. What? No.
What
What?
happens if I cast Find Familiar in this pocket dimension? Is it normal?
Just everything exists.
Maybe.
Well, okay. Find
Actually, that
familiar
might be
is.
if you want to try to get a normal one, I would say that you can if you do it here.
I ritual cast Find Familiar
Well,
and
goodbye, Wick.
summon Wick again.
Wick with WD-40.
I can't even.
I summon Wick and a can of WD Owl 40.
So yeah, now he's a normal owl.
Okay, I have been lying to you all.
What?
This was not normal Wick.
I knew it.
This is normal Wick, so, and I have an actual owl now. Look,
Cool. I'm so badly wise-headed.
I'm like, Wick. I go,
It's got bad
Wick,
neck.
go look at him. And Wick looks at you normally.
No, it turns and it cracks and then it dies.
and then it becomes undead and wake again. Yeah! It's a perpetual
Well.
cycle.
It's been faded.
I guess he won't make that horrible noise anymore.
I'm going to be honest, I ignored it, but yes, it was a scary noise.
I'm gonna miss that.
He still
You're going to miss that?
he still stares directly into my soul.
It's how I knew he was around.
I feel
You can just like pet him and
Almost
know he's
monkey-like.
there.
you know when I hold the sword that judges me, I feel less judged than when Wick stares at me.
I always have big eyes and say, smart.
Yeah.
So cute, look. And I pet him. He's like a snow owl.
I just think back to the first time I saw an owl and ripping into a rat.
Oh god.
Yep. Real cute.
All right, so
Yeah.
What?
So in Mordenkainen's library, what's like? I'm gonna specifically look for like just wild, crazy magic books to read. What's like the craziest stuff I could find?
So depends kind of on what you would consider crazy.
You can get some Weasley Wheezes up in here.
But there is a book that is half translated. It's clearly like, paired up with another book where Mordenkainen's been writing everything down in common. You don't recognize the language it's in originally, but there's all sorts of diagrams.
The Lord of the Rings.
The pages are glossy, and there's a lot. It would take an extremely good artist to produce the images on this, and from what you can understand from the translation, it explains some form of systematic. You imagine that this is somehow connected to whatever Lucas was doing in the windmill at the top. Something to do with energy generation, and it's completely foreign. You've never seen anything like this before. There's actually quite a few books like that. Some with still images that are like perfect recreations of whatever they were instead of drawings. There's ones with moving images that
Oh damn!
Yeah.
I find a tablet.
think more Harry Potter style.
Magic
tablet.
Paper tablet.
Scroll.
A gift tablet.
Yeah.
There are very old books. There are very new books. Now, once again, remind me of what languages you speak.
I don't know. 1 second. Where do I find that? Oh, I speak Common, Celestial, and Abyssal.
Okay, there's a couple books on demon summoning and stuff like that. Looks like Mordenkainen does not distinguish in terms of like, okay, well, I'm not going to touch this magic because it's evil. No, he learns everything.
Is there like something that if I came across it, my character would absolutely be like, wait a minute, this could be interesting?
Most of it is way over your head.
Yeah. Is there anything that's relating to coming back to life?
Quite a few things. There is a well, you start finding out there's this thing called a potion of longevity, which apparently extends your life greatly.
I think I'm past that. Ow! Fuck! I kicked myself in the thumb.
Nice. A player of many talents.
Yeah, what the?
Interestingly enough,
I'm sorry, hold on. You kicked yourself in the thumb?
Yeah, I had my hand on the armrest, and I swung my feet up to also be on the armrest, and I kicked myself in the thumb.
Don't judge him. He's special.
Everyone does. Travis.
He's gifted.
Good job, I guess. Nice aim.
Nice aim! The face that Travis made before, asking that question was...
It's such a specific body part that
Yeah, I
you
know,
accidentally kicked.
It hurt.
you do find a small black thing. You're not sure what it's made of, with a bunch of buttons on it.
It's a PlayStation controller. PS2. Does he have Tony
Is it a
Hawk?
book?
No.
Tony's Hawk.
Tony's Hawk?
I don't know what to do with this, do I?
Nope. There's buttons.
I push one.
There's a bunch of ones with various symbols on them, and one of them is red.
Yes.
Red
PlayStation.
button.
you hear a tsh, and all of a sudden there's a sound behind you as one of the black rectangle on the wall turns on, and there are now people speaking a language you don't recognize, talking over images of animals out in the wild. It's like you're looking through a window at
Crikey.
animals.
I open the door and I go, "What did you do? Are you cursed?"
No, I turned the black box thing on. One moment, I cast message.
Did it curse you?
I don't think so. It might have cast the people in the box. I cast message to...
Mordenkainen?
No.
Or
Hello?
Sebastian. I go, Sebastian, you like animals? You are a wolf, right?
Are there animals on through the window?
yep.
Yes. Is that, yeah. Come to the
Looks to
library.
be some sort of like
Do you like animals, Sebastian?
meerkat.
I mean, I kinda.
I
do
am
like
one.
animals. I mean, shush, get out of my head.
This is a correct call. I mean a group call.
No.
I'm gonna walk up to the window and like.
You're gonna use message collect. You have to give up the spells.
That would be awful.
That's amazing.
Can I open it? Can I open the window?
No.
Don't touch it.
It doesn't seem to really be a window. It's more like an image that's moving now that you look at it more closely.
Also, everything I'm saying
there's
to
clearly
Lucas, you can hear.
electricity.
But it's not like the images I can make.
No. It's clearly running on some form of electricity, which you're familiar with. And
I look behind me. Is there a projection?
there's not a projection.
I use this rectangle to turn on that one. Sebastian, come to the library. There are animals in the box.
What languages do you speak?
I speak
English.
Common, Draconic, Elvish, and Infernal.
Okay.
Sebastian is just like, he hears this, but is like, it doesn't sound like he's in danger. It sounds like they're just getting into trouble. I don't want any part of it at this moment. I'm just gonna read my book. So, unless he says there's something whacking going
Okay.
Yeah.
on, I'm more involved in my book right now.
Do you tell me that?
I'm going to go and find.
I leave you unread or unheard. As
Damn.
I don't even know that you're here.
Ghosted.
When I go. I'm just like sitting there. Sebastian, there's a box on the wall with animals in it, and the animals keep changing.
Well, it's all the same type of animal. It's all
It's also the
meerkats.
same type of animals. They're like cats and stuff. You'd probably
Meerkats.
bark at it. Them.
I'm gonna go and find Mordenkainen.
Okay.
Okay.
I imagine Sebastian's just like, I know what a cat is.
Just to make sure,
I'm
there's
looking
nothing
at it
in
right
here
now
that
in my
curses
book.
us, right?
No, nothing
cursed
will curse
items?
you here.
Okay.
There are no magical items in here. Everything is simply mundane.
Everything simply is.
Oh,
All right.
Well, you could make the argument that everything in here is magical, as is produced by a spell, but
That's kind of what I was. Yeah.
I could tell.
What you doing?
I am taking some time to rest and think of what type of charm would best help you. And I think I have found one, but I will need the rest to be able to do it. It is a charm of... Well, the specifics of its name are uncertain, but I like to call it...
Goop protect.
the anti-goop.
The charm of the unknowable.
No.
It will allow you to... Well, I think I can only manage it 3 times. Allow you to give yourself a temporary protection for an hour, where you cannot be spied upon.
I know you said that you needed materials. Is it possible to make something more permanent though?
From here? Not really.
Well, I guess, okay. Well, I met with a man who had a ring which stopped Strahd from seeing him. And he'd also consecrated the ground of his home so that it would do the same. I make things...
These are things that can be done.
Yes, I make things like that. I attempt to. Would you happen to know what would be required to make these things?
Usually the knowledge and ability to cast a spell that is related to the effect needed. And you would need the materials themselves for the construction of the item and time.
How much time?
Month, maybe 2.
And time is 1-to-1 here?
Yes.
In the mansion?
Yes.
Damn, it's no hyperbolic time chamber.
Well, the only thing that I can think of is extremely dangerous, and a big risk, but there's the potential of using the Feywild.
Unfortunately, that is not something we can do. The Feywild is blocked to us while we're in Ravenloft.
But we're not in Ravenloft.
We are within Ravenloft. We're just within a pocket dimension within. I understand your thought process, but if it were that easy, no one would get stuck in Ravenloft once they had reached a certain level of power. You say something?
No.
Alright, I guess I will spend the rest of the our time here. I'll help him with whatever he needs help with,
Okay.
and yeah, I got.
And I will say that the two of you, while talking, come up with a couple plans and possibilities, which I'll discuss with you later.
Okay.
All right, so after everyone's able to rest and the spell's getting close to its end, Mordenkainen gathers you all in the hallway. You all have your stuff back. It's all in perfect condition, shiny, polished, clean, repaired, and he says, "This is the final thing that I decided to do." And he is going to cast a charm of unknowing upon specifically Lucas. What this will allow is that you can cast it's not a specific spell, but you can essentially
Activate.
this charm, which will give you an hour of immunity to scrying or
Okay.
that. It's 3 instances of it, so you can cast it 3 times before the charm
Okay.
wears off. And in addition,
I thought 3 of us were getting it.
no, you've got it 3 times
Okay.
to help with. Second. Yeah, so the things he's giving different things to everyone. So first off,
so I can go off the radar.
yeah, so you can go off the radar and you can take people with you. It's an area.
Okay.
So it's about 40-foot radius. So
That's good.
Significant radius that you can be like, okay, no one hears what's in here. It even works on people who are trying to listen in. So even within the radius, you can exclude people who are not. And if they have to make a save. If they fail their save, if they make their save, they just know that they're not able to hear you and stuff like that. If they fail their save, they don't even notice. So it's a very powerful ability, honestly.
You shall not hear me.
But to Rainier, he actually has written down on some paper that he has made a list of their notes on the processes of preparing spells properly, and leaves that with you. Since we didn't talk specifically about it, when it comes to you, Lucian, is there something specific that you want from him?
Nothing that's really come to mind.
Maybe something for keeping you alive.
Well, he's got
low
some
HP.
other options.
Yeah.
He will cast a charm of heroism on you. What this essentially does is it lets you give the benefits of the potion of heroism as an action.
Okay.
So, potion of heroism is you gain 10 temporary hit points that last for an hour, and for the same duration, you're under the effect of the bless spell.
Oh,
And you can do that 3 times.
Okay.
nice.
Is it in an area too?
No.
Oh.
Let's see here. Celestina.
Yeah.
He comes up to you and says, we did not have much chance to talk, but is there anything that you would like?
Not in particular. I was wondering if maybe you knew anything about, like, that hag that cursed my family.
What the fuck?
We're taking that away from him.
Your family was cursed by a hag.
Right? Well, kind of. Not really, but, like...
Well, no, that's the thing. You didn't tell him, like, unless you want to.
No. I don't know. Just, do you have, like, any advice for, like, me if I wanted to, like, fight a hag?
I do. Give me a moment.
Or spells you would recommend me looking into.
Here's her character sheet.
Right.
He's
Here's
like,
my
oh, don't worry. He
past.
pulls out a little black rectangle and like presses a button. It lights up and starts going through and says, "What's
I
your
use
name
an
again?"
app called D&D Beyond.
Exactly. Let's see.
Gosh, could you imagine?
Let me run that again. Basically, what I'm saying here is, I'm new to magic. Do you have advice or like spells I could look into that would make me more powerful?
He says, "Well, if you want the most wizardy of spells, I would recommend Fireball. There is not much that can't be stopped with a fireball."
How do I protect my friends from fireball?
Well, you are a sorceress.
Yes.
That means that you will have a limited supply of sorcery within you that will allow you to manipulate your spells. You might not have learned it now, but you can use this to ensure the safety of your spells, so that they only harm those who you wish them to harm. Apart from that, make sure that they're not in the blast radius.
Got it. Thanks.
Tick, tick, boom.
And yeah, you are able to at some point you will be able to choose another meta magic feat, and when you do, you could choose
Like
what's it
protect
called?
or something?
There's careful spell,
Got it.
which lets you only hit your enemies when you do an area of effect spell.
Got it. Did you have anything you wanted to give to me?
He says, one moment, let me check.
Yes.
He found muffins. He found real muffins.
I found real muffins.
Austin loves the stuff that we get for JJ and Teddy.
Yeah.
They are very good for all ages.
See,
He says in
I
character.
wanted to say that, but
They
say
all know it.
These are.
Especially
But I
Austin.
each been researching Living Forever.
Living
Did I find
forever?
anything to like make a new fucking body and not be dead no more?
Austin's gonna be over here making Horcruxes, man.
It's
I
actually
basically already am one.
Oh,
That's a twist.
You know, he is right though.
yeah.
it's actually not that hard.
I look into that. Oh shit. I look into that.
Big poggers.
And take notes. I take a lot of notes on that.
So there are two types of revenants, from what you can understand, from what you read.
Yes.
One of the things is that there are revenants that are like fully dead, but they have this burning like thing within them that continues on, that they must complete this task. You don't.
No.
You are driven, but you don't feel like, it's not like you've got a spell on you that makes you do something. In addition, you're kind of like half dead. You're not really fully dead.
He's only mostly dead.
So you know, if you were to swallow a miracle pill, no.
Snake oil. There's only one ingredient in it. Crushed snakes. Gotta be vitamins in there somewhere.
Gotta be vitamins in there somewhere. So yeah, functionally, there are a few things that could be done. As long as you're not cursed to be this way, then, like honestly, a greater restoration would fix up the damage to your body without losing the benefits of being what you are right now.
Don't we have something that can do that?
You don't know how many charges Vasilka's got on that or why she has it, but yeah, potentially.
What a
Fix up
guy.
your arm, you'd be normal looking.
Oh.
You'd still get the benefits of being half undead, but
Okay. And I just like.
at that point it's really just academically you're technically half undead, but there's no like real major difference.
It's just like an aesthetic thing.
Not even that. If you fix it.
Well,
You wouldn't happen to know Greater Restoration, would you?
I am certain that it is in my spellbook.
Ah.
But and he turns back to Celestina after you so rudely interrupted them.
Sorry, I found muffins and I got excited. I really wanted to eat them.
Rainier?
and then yeah.
Lania has found more muffins since the library.
So he says, ironically enough, the best advice that I can give you about hags is to use the spell Fireball. Very often they command swarms of creatures. Most of them are easily destroyed with fire, and a fireball covers a decent area.
Decent.
So I've heard.
And, you know, does a great deal of damage.
And don't give them a chance to do anything. If you can catch them off guard, all the better.
Thanks for the tip.
Now, I do think that I will give you a charm of a kind. I will give you a charm of alacrity. Or perhaps freedom. In any case, if something were to happen, say you were magically caught or stunned or charmed by someone else, you could use this spell to throw it off. 3 times, and then the charm will fade.
Thank you.
He proceeds to cast the spell on you.
Is there anything we can do for you?
You have done much for me without even realizing it. And you will help me in another way, which you are not even fully aware of. But you will learn in time.
Ominous.
Yeah, that was...
That was intended to be encouraging. I did not intend to mean it to be ominous. I apologize for my manner.
He's just a very somber dude.
I mean, I would be pretty upset if, like, a vampire beat me up. Oh, okay. I will just go back. I will just go back to my muffin.
He's just talking over everybody's turn again.
Once I find my staff and my spell book, I will see if I can find you again. And perhaps we can find a way out of this terrible place. I've heard rumors of a spell known as the Dream of the Blue Veil.
That sounds cool. Do you know that one, Lucas?
Do I know that one, DM?
Yes.
Yes, I do. It does things.
It creates a blue veil.
The Dream of the Blue Veil, from what you understand, is a spell that you learned specifically as Strahd as a way of getting out of Barovia. The only thing you've ever been missing is you require an object from another alternate material plane. So, if you had, say, a
Mordenkainen.
He's the object.
You could potentially use him in the casting of the Dream of the Blue Veil to go to his home plane of existence of Earth.
So it's like a good banish.
Earth.
It's like a good banish.
Yes. If you had, say,
Or like a piggyback banish.
It's like flu powder.
what would be a good thing?
Yeah.
If you had a newspaper from the city of Sharn, you could go to Eberron. If you had something from, if you had a $10 bill from Earth, you could go to Earth. So functionally, it's the same as the Misty traveling between the realms of the dead, but the not realms of dread. So potentially, if you had an object that was attuned to another plane of existence, you could use the Dream of the Blue Veil to get through there.
Okay.
The problem is that most objects that end up in Barovia or end up in Ravenloft get attuned to Ravenloft, even if they weren't originally. It's part of how it passes through the mists.
This is just a random question because I was thinking about the items that we have. Jesse, do you still have that medallion that we found on the ground?
I do, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The one you told me not to blow into because, I may end the world or fart noise? Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I have a crystal ball.
Did we ever find out what that did?
No.
Well, don't blow on it.
I might do it now.
We could ask Mordenkainen.
Do I have identify?
You can do identify.
Yeah. Didn't we identify it?
Yeah.
Didn't we figure out what it did? Does it call?
It's a whistle, but there's a charm on it that makes it echo like way further than it should.
Yeah. Okay, you can blow on it, but I wouldn't do it because it might call something over here.
Well, we're kind of in a pocket dimension.
I thought we left. I thought we were.
Not yet.
Okay.
You're all standing in the foyer.
Right before we leave. Just blow the whistle right before I leave, like, nope, nothing happens, go.
I mean, honestly, if the door's shut, you could try it, and it probably wouldn't do it.
Now's the safest time to do it if you wanted to get it out of your system.
No.
Okay.
And then we get out and you do it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So,
Do you know message, Mordenkainen?
I do.
Just give us a message.
That only works within light
Oh, yeah,
sight.
yeah. I was
call me
thinking of
Vicky.
the other one.
The spell
Sending.
sending would
Yeah,
be of
sending.
use. If I am able to find my things, I will contact you.
Alright. Also, if you just want to visit us, we have a house here. It is called the New Metal Grinder Mill. We have the hunter friend that you met.
The
he is
hunter
going-
friend. He told us his name. We just don't remember
It's
it.
3 weeks after he told us his name. You can't expect me to remember him.
Yeah, for anyone listening afterwards, it's been 3 weeks since we recorded the last one.
His name was Helmo.
Helmo. It's like evil Elmo.
Yes.
Anyway,
The same thing.
you might be able to find us at the New Metal Grinder Mill.
Now I'm just imagining that, like, we have a sign for it. It says the metal grinder, and then there's like a little bubble that says the new.
Yeah. It's neat.
Like
it's
the
like
new Super Mario Brothers
Yeah.
was the new metal grinder.
It's like a flashing neon sign because we have electricity there.
That's all that you did to repurpose the stuff, right? Just all goes to the sign.
Anyway, he turns to Vasilka, and
Anywho.
who's been like awkwardly standing around.
No, wait, where's our child?
She's there.
Yeah, the boat child.
The boat
boat
child that almost fucking died in the water.
Arabelle.
Yeah. Arabelle the boat child.
Yeah.
Title.
We don't need to know her name. The boat child.
Arabelle boat child.
And he actually recharges her talisman
Nice.
with the restoration that she's got in it. And for Arabelle, he is going to put a charm of protection on her so that if anything happens, she can essentially cast Ortluk's the bubble shield, whatever it's called, resilient sphere. Ortluk's resilient sphere.
Nice.
Nice.
3 times. Anyway, he turns to you all and says, "Well, I bid you all farewell." And
Yes.
the door
Yeah.
opens.
Good luck finding your things.
Thank you.
Did you and Lucas make a cool new book for you?
We have made some progress, yes.
Yeah. He's got a head start.
Well, find us when you want to go kill Strahd. Or, you know, that's not the plan.
We'll figure
Defeat.
something out.
We'll use the word defeat.
I guess. Drink him.
Goop him.
Good luck.
It's a goop or be goop.
Jeez.
All right.
I'll wait
Here
for
we
you.
are back out in the cold. Now what?